Okay, quick bonus exercises for those of you that do have a TheraBand, get you a bit more upper body work and a bit more glute med actually, aside from just a side line circuit. So for this, you're gonna have your hands on the TheraBand at either end. Obviously the further apart, the easier it's gonna be. The closer together, the more tension. You've got to think about engaging your shoulder blades back and down at this point, and a small movement back like this. Both arms keep attention. Only come as far forward as there's still some tension in your shoulder blades back and down. Don't let complete slacken off. From there, you want to feel your shoulder blades pinching together and downwards. 10 reps like that. Then you're going to add in single arm movements. It's going to be double arm open and squeeze. 1, 2. Back only find some tension. Right arm only. Squeeze that right shoulder blade back and down. Left arm only. Squeeze that left shoulder back and down. Avoid rotating here. So what you don't want to do is lean back here. You want your abs to be engaged. And when you're doing a single arm one, you don't want to be rotating that. You don't want to elevate your shoulders, just stay nice and low because your shoulder blades are engaged together and downwards. So that's keeping you fixed here. Your chest will rise up with that, but you're not accentuating that during the movements. There's no chest leaning upwards, back arching, and there's no rotation or elevation of the shoulder. So you're not doing this and you're not doing this. So if you do them all starting off with the double arm ones, or you do a double arm, single arm being 1 rep, total 10, 30 total movements, that's going to engage your arms a little bit. Obviously those muscles around your shoulder blade, which are quite important. More shoulder exercise, you're going to sit down, using your feet as an anchor, like in a rowboat. If you've got the flexibility, straight legs, what you want to do is be able to sit up nice and tall, abs engaged. First set of 10, you're pulling. So palms facing downwards, pulling up towards your clavicle, your collarbone, engaging, but try not to overly elevate your shoulders. You want to still keep them back and down. So your elbows are flaring outwards a little bit. And you're doing 10 reps with 2-second holds. So back for 1, 2. If you need to, bend your knees a little bit. So you should feel it back down here, a little bit in the arms, not really in the upper traps in your shoulder. Once you've done 10 of those, turn your palms opposite direction, putting low down towards you here, so the elbow should tuck and just brush against your side slightly. Squeeze your shoulder blades back and down. Okay, 10 of those. Each one 2 to 3 second pause. As you're in that engaged position, make sure you can feel your shoulder blades squeezing together and downwards. Quick stretch for the shoulders now. Again, warning if you've got low ceilings, watch out where your lights are before you start. You're going to pull apart, put some tension coming up into here, up and around your head. Feel it opening up your chest, opening up your shoulder muscles. You're going to hold that for a couple of seconds, then you're dropping all the way down. And over, trying to keep the tension in the band. So don't let it come too far in. Up and over, pause, down. 10 of those. Should feel quite relieving, especially as we sit so much like this. You should feel it opening up your thoracic spine, opening up your chest, all those tight muscles in your neck, getting them working. It's only a TheraBand, so it's not heavy loading, but you'll feel the resistance quite quickly if you haven't been using them. From there we're going to do some arms, because I know so many of you want to train your arms directly. So, one end of the TheraBand on the ground, stamp on it. Further up you stamp, the more tension. Further away, the easier it's going to be. You're going to keep your elbow tucked to your side, and the movement is purely from the elbow joint. So bicep curl, squeezing that muscle there. Try to don't let it release and drop down. Control it on the way down, so you've got that eccentric contraction. You're still working the muscle as it's on the way down. Squeezing as you come up, really engaging the muscle. Slowly back down. You're going to do 20 of those before you switch sides. Make sure you don't snap the TheraBand. Be mindful of the tension. Okay, 20 either side. Then we're going to do the opposite part of the arm, the tricep. So you're going to take one behind your back like so, to anchor. The other one's going to come into this position. So you're holding here, elbow nice and upright, and you're just straightening the arm, especially looking out for the light at this point. Big muscle, those 3 heads of the tricep all engaging as you fully extend. Try not to move your arm, or your arm only your forearm should move really. Try to keep your elbow as still as possible, keep your upper body as still as possible so you're not leaning to compensate. Same the other way. Then anchor it with the right, bring the left into that position, up and down, tuck and up. Again, 20 each side. Okay. Now for the lower legs, take one. You want it to be tied around your knees potentially. The lower down you go, the more you're going to put stress through your glute med and more likely feel it in your knees. So if you're a beginner or you're not used to this exercise, you might want it just above your knees. So you're going to have your knees together, tie it around you at that point, so that as you open into hip width, you've already got tension in the band. I'll demonstrate knee first. So from here, it's a bit looser than it should be, but as I step out to here, it's already trying to pull my knees inwards, so I've got to use my glute medius just to maintain the neutral position. So even just keeping my knees directly where they should be, straight, and stopping them falling inwards, is having my muscles switched on. It's not particularly challenging, but they're working. From there, you're going to take side steps. So the side step is with the leading foot, you're taking a nice long step, creating more tension in the band, and then with the following foot, a short step, so there's more tension. So it's uneven, the stride length is uneven. You're not taking here, because every time you reduce that tension, the muscles are working less. If you have them around your ankle, it's going to be more challenging still. And you're going to find, if you haven't got strong enough glute med, you're going to feel tension in either your outside of your knee or inside of your knee. Keep those knees turned outwards, so the glute med is switched on. Same principle though, long step, short step, long step, short step. You want to go the length, kind of like the width of the Pilates classroom is about the distance that you want to be moving here, 3 or 4 lengths of such a room. Long step, short step, long step, short step. The final progression would be like you're stamping on it, pushing out, long step, short step. Slightly harder to control. I'm starting to feel things in the back of my knee now, other muscles trying to help out because my glute med maybe not as strong as it should be since I've not been doing these for a while. So find your level, try to build up. Next progression from there, I'll just demonstrate with the band around my ankles, but the same principles apply. You can do them above your knee, around your ankles, or you can be stepping on like slow. These are called monster walks. So you're walking straight, but as you push out, you're then abducting into that movement. So straight abduction. If you want, you can add a bit of a squat, so you're loading your quads and your glutes at the same time. So it's named monster, kind of like front Frankenstein walk. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but I'm sure there's some monster that resembles that. Okay, and that's enough for your glute med. If you do that squat, you're going to add a few more muscles in the equation. Come on in, please. You're going to need a door frame for this one. And replicating those exercises on the reformer when you're on your knees, the chariots. So shoulder blades back and down. The further you step back from the door, obviously, the more tension is going to be in the band. You want you to have a slight bend in your elbow. If you fully lock them out, it's going to be a tricep working too much. We really want those muscles around your shoulder blades. So slight bend, shoulder blades back and down, abs engaged so you're not arching. Row back with straight arm, but it's just a slight bend. Pause, 1, 2, slowly forward. And of course you can do your normal rows from here, or you can do face pulls if you need down. With your face pulls, you can even add some shoulder work down and externally rotate. Be mindful of this. If you do snap it, you're likely to hit yourself in the face. So that's a disclaimer, so you can't sue me. And that's all the TheraBand exercises for this video.